Hey everyone, thank you for joining and watching. I decided I was going to do a video real quick, and when I mean real quick, it's probably going to be about 30 minutes long. One of my longer videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my entire world that I've built. So my small city, a couple places outside, and then my large city, all from creative mode. My first video was of my large city from the actual survival mode, but I wanted to show in creative mode. It gives a little bit more perspective of the actual city here. So, what we'll do is we'll just kind of go through it all and kind of show you what we have, and just kind of shows you, like I said, a little bit more that survival can't really show you, or well, can, but it's just easier to do it this way. So this is my small city that we're entering in here. And as you see, that's this railway over here actually comes from the large city. And again, it's kind of a repeat because I've gone over this a little bit, but some of it I've actually kind of redone since my first video. But this area over here, you have like shops and stores and everything, and then here, kind of have like a little target practice, a couple towers, a little small little farm over here. And we'll keep going, and then we'll go through the city, and then just do an overview so you can kind of see the size of it. Oh, got some bees over in here. A little area for animals that I kind of keep, and try to mate. And then if I do need actual, I'm like, I want some bacon today. I can get some bacon from them. More farm. Here's a bakery here. And then in one of my first videos, I did an actual automatic farm here, where you go and you hit this lever, and it just kind of takes all the wheat and pushes it down, so you can collect it down here, and you have wheat very easily. All you have to do is replant it. And you can do that with anything, honestly. You can go through and you can do like pumpkins. You can do watermelon. If you want to do some sugar cane, carrots, potatoes. So however you want to do that. And then one of my stores here, and one of the things I didn't show in my first video is this guy right here. I have like, as we're getting stuck in the trees here, I didn't show this. It's kind of a, it goes straight down, but I made little apartments in here, little places to live, all the way through, all the way down. It goes pretty far down. The only problem is, yep, as you heard, there are some monsters, which is funny because, guess what? We're on creative mode, but there's monsters. Who knew? So, I didn't, like I said, I didn't show that in my first video, but that's there. And again, I try to make everything as realistic as possible to a city. So, here's a church or whatever. Here's one of my houses, and then here there's a hidden thing. Where I keep my chests, which I think I've shown in one of my other videos. Over here is a little hotel slash restaurant area, whatever you want to call it. And then over here is my hospital. And inside I have like, the healing potions and everything. And here we have kind of my trophy room, so to speak. There's a dragon's egg there, and there's a dragon's egg at my large city as well, that we'll show you here. It's in the Parthenon over there. So just some different things here. We'll go ahead and jump out of here. And I will tell you, I don't really play creative mode at all. I always have kind of played survival, so the controls of flying and everything are still somewhat new to me, so just bear with me. And then, of course, I have my Parthenon here and downstairs. Big library or whatnot. But the view of this is pretty cool, especially coming from the other side. But kind of a cool view. And you look back over here, kind of cool view back. And then over here I have, again, some more shops and everything that I built up, and a couple little houses or whatnot. I really wanted to make this a little bit better, but I built this such a long time ago that I probably should go back. Over here we have kind of a dock and kind kind of a bay area, so to speak. Again, I have towers everywhere, like little lookout towers. Let's swing back over this way. And then I did an episode with this guy earlier. This is our cobblestone factory. Seems to be working well. Where, like I said, I made a previous episode of this if you want to check it out on how to make a cobblestone factory. This is a very small one. In my large city, I have a much, much bigger one, which we'll get to here in a little bit. So like I said, it's going to be kind of a longer video. Just another little seaport area here. Over this way, kind of moving fast here. Over this way, I have a portal. Kind of want to keep it closed, just in case something slips through. I have another little home over here, and then here's my stadium that I built, and I just did this one the other day, and I didn't really have a good view of the outside, just because, you know, when you're on survival you can't really fly, you can't really see it, but this is a much better view here of the outside, so you can see. And I think it looks really cool from the top, so we'll kind of do that real quick. Go up here. Definitely looks kind of cool from up here. And it gave me the idea that maybe I want to do something like this for my football stadium, a little bit more for my baseball stadium, put kind of a cover on top of it or a dome. So that's probably gonna be coming up later. Not a huge priority for me right now, as it will take a lot of time. Mainly because this one took forever with the glass. I had to get so much glass, and I kept having to go back. It was just so silly of me. But anyway, that is my small town. As you can see, it's as we run through it, it doesn't look that big, but then you kind of get up in the air and it looks a little bit bigger. And I can always expand. Always can expand, which is great. There's plenty of room over here. Plenty of room over here to expand. I can go out to the forest over this way. But again, this is just my small town. So what we're going to do now, we're going to speed it up a little bit. So I think it's going to probably be a little bit blurry since I'm streaming this, but that's alright. My small town leads to this guy over here. This is kind of a little fort thing. We'll be quick over here. I built this because this was originally at the end, like the very end and edge of my map here. So I was like, let's just, we'll just build this real quick. And there's nothing too special about it. There's a bakery there. I used to have animals there, but I don't know what happened to them. I think once you leave the map a little bit and then come back, for a little bit of time, they just kind of disappear. But we're gonna go back over here real quick. We're almost to my large city. We have 2 more stops real quick. This is one of the other ones that I built, and again, I showed this in one of my other episodes. It's I don't even know what you want to call it. Greenhouse slash fortress slash just a fun build that I did. You can see it's pretty massive, and there's of course a rail system that goes right back to my little town there. So let me go, we'll actually just go inside here. Pressure plates to get in. Again, we have a bunch of animals and stuff down here. I have a bakery right up top. This is just kind of like if you were to have like almost like a submarine port, it goes underwater and then comes back inside the actual building here. In here I have like an armory, which again, if I'm running out of weapons or armor or something, I can just come in here real quick and grab some. Little cafeteria here. I don't know if I redid this or not. I did, because I remember I had in my previous episodes I had beds up top and you couldn't even sleep in them or you'd get stuck and hurt yourself, so I just took them out. But anyway, you have sleeping area here, and then up top here we have just, some more plants, some more stuff growing. It's always nice to kind of, have these things just in case, again, on survival, you're going to need that stuff. And I always put these trees in here just so, you have some wood to work with. Alrighty, so we're going to get out of here, go right across the bay here. And speed it up a little bit. Again, sorry, I'm still getting used to these creative mode controls and flying. So I have a big tower here, and I don't even know what the heck I have up here. Just a bunch of random stuff. Again, I built this a long time ago. When I say long time ago, years ago. But anyway, have some cows with some mushrooms, some fungus on them. So probably not a good thing to really mess with them too much. I don't know, one's in my sleeping quarters. But there's an armory through here, sleeping quarters through there. You can see here's the armory again. So I'm running out of stuff, and then this leads down to another little hidden kind of port area down in there, and then a railroad, or you can use your minecart all the way to this little guy over here, which is another little fort I was having fun with. And originally I was going to do, as you can see down here, we're going to go underwater. It's kind of weird how I have all this set up here, and you can see that looks like I was originally going to build like an underwater fortress. That's still a possibility, I just haven't gotten to it yet. Just going to take a long time to do. And again, I made this a long time ago, so but anyway, over in this one, this is our last stop before we head to the big city. Sleeping quarters there, armory there, you know, towers, you know, because I'm weird. And we have a farm over here, a bakery here, some more farm stuff, some more towers, but it was just kind of fun to kind of build this, just because when I first built this, it was so far away from my big city. And again, this was all built on Minecraft 360, and then it just transferred over. It was all in survival, so I was kind of just like, you know, let's just start building stuff and away from here, and it'll be kind of fun. But that's all that's all this over here. So now we're gonna actually head back to my big city, and we'll kind of hurry up and get over there because it's kind of far away, as it's on the other side of the map, and you start seeing it here. So there we are. I'll kind of guide you through this one. So that tower right there is actually where you go fight the Ender Dragon. So did that, but we'll start here. This is the main entrance. This is where I started on my first episode, actually, kind of showing everything. I have my snow golems here. Get a lot of mobs that try to come up here and, you know, try to get through. They get stuck in this soul sand, and it slows them up. And, you know, these guys just pummel them with snowballs, and then they basically kill themselves, the mobs do, by running into the cactus. They just get stuck in there, and, you know, stupid mobs. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of fun to watch that. I might have to get an episode of that just because it's funny. Over here, I didn't show this, is a cemetery, and it's outside my city walls. You know, those zombies, you don't want them coming up and attacking you. But I built this, it was one of the last things I built before I started doing episodes, just because I was like, you know what, there's something I don't have in my town. It's a cemetery. Off to the right here, as you saw, there's this little kind of fortress that kind of hangs off to the side. That's legitimately what it is. It's there's a bunch of caves and stuff underneath here. You can kind of see the entrance down in there that I was using, and I kept getting attacked by mobs. So I made this little fortress that went over here that was you know, had walls and everything and light everywhere, so I wouldn't get attacked all the time. But and I was like, let's just make it into a big fortress. So that's what that is. Let's continue into the actual city. So when you head in here, again, you have to go right here across this. There's another way you can get in on the side there, but I like to just go up through the front gate there. And then down here, obviously this goes to my little city that I have. And here's just like sleeping quarters, and then a little shop over here. Let's head up here. And I do have a bunch of snowmen here in case these guys die or whatnot. I can just replace them easily. Some more crops here, and of course, whoop, wrong way. To get across, you have to hit the lever. But anyway, we'll kind of jump back up here. Whoops. See? I'm telling you. Not too sure about these controls. Here's the entrance in. Here's the Tower of Mordor, as I like to call it again. I have a little armory there, a little store there, and again, anything with a green wool on it, that is a store. A bunch of crops here. This and this tower were some of my buddies who helped me originally. We really haven't played since, so I was like, I'm just gonna make them into like a hotel or whatever. We'll go over here and go to the basketball court. So here's the basketball court. I've redone this thing probably 3 or 4 times. As you can tell, the ceiling is not quite even. I probably need to put a section right across there of wood to make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, so to speak. But again, I've redone it because it used to only go to about here, and it was just a big wall. And then I had to move this wall over. The reason why just the actual wall went right here was because I have a like kind of a what do you call it? My rails go right across. It went right across here originally on this wall, so I had to move them over a little bit. So I did that. And then something I don't know if I showed in the last one is I do have I have a locker room here, which I just showed in my last episode where I did the actual soccer stadium. But this is the locker room here, you know, showers here or whatnot. I have them on both sides. They're pretty much exactly the same on both sides. Let's head over here. One thing I did not show was I don't think I showed it, at least. Mine is not working this morning. But I have this little, like, tree town type thing. And as you can see, there's so much more room to build up here. I just really haven't done too much. Underneath here is the hospital. But I could just build so much more up here. So that's probably going to come in the future. It's one of those things, you know, when you start building something, you're like, I'm just not that interested. It's just not, I don't know, whatever. So we'll get there later. I have my little sawmill over here, and you can see the walls go all the way around. I have towers everywhere, and each tower, obviously, you can see there's chests and everything. There's supplies for, you know, weaponry, different type of things, armor, all that stuff. Again, just in case I'm fighting some mobs and I'm running out of stuff, and you know, I can just hit those real quick. Just kind of a little, I guess it's almost like a lighthouse type thing, just a tower, nothing special here. I have a port over here, and you can see there's a rail system that goes all the way around there. We took a venture on that earlier in my first episode. And then another one that goes actually to the front of the city, right there. But here's one thing that I was actually excited to show was the football stadium and the basketball stadium, or football stadium, basketball stadium, kind of from up high. When you're on survival mode, you don't get to fly and take a look at it, but I thought this was pretty cool, and I think again I might do what I did with the soccer stadium, kind of build a dome or whatnot over it, kind of like a something to cover up the stands. I think that'd be pretty cool, and I really liked how the last one ended up, so I might do that. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky as it's a lot bigger, and it's not going to go all the way around, so it'll probably go, you know, over here, across there, over here, and then kind of stop there and maybe go a little bit over here, because you can see there's some stuff right here, or a little bit of sands right here, but probably need to cover those up too. Alright, let's keep rolling here. So again, here's Mordor, which we were able to kind of look out and look above everything from here in my first episode. But there have been some improvements that I've made to some buildings, just make them a lot more aesthetically pleasing, because sometimes I just make stuff to be like a placeholder and it doesn't look as good as it should. Here is my Colosseum. And this one I've rebuilt probably 4 or 5 times now. So that was fun, but it was it's definitely a fun thing to do. Um, it's pretty basic for the most part. I have not touched that. That was actually one of my first builds, but I have not touched that too much. Again, I'm a huge history and sports guy, so of course I'm gonna want to build cool stuff like that. Apartments there, a big farm here, and we're gonna duck down. Big church here. They have a bakery there. This is an actual farm, so there's should be some animals in here, just kind of hanging out. I had a ton of chickens in here, but those darn foxes just kept coming in there and getting them. So that was that kind of stunk. I don't know how they got in there because they were fenced off, but those clever foxes, let me tell you. Kind of past the bakery, I have this like, call it like my army base slash school, whatever you want to call it. Just some stuff where there's a lot of hey, little fox just sleeping there. You know, a bunch of target practice on boats, target or you know, bow and arrow range down here. Different stuff, but I redid this one. I made it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because basically it was just cobblestone. And let me tell you, boy, it was ugly. In the middle of nowhere in my city, I have a volcano. I actually built that because I was like, you know, why not? I don't know. Maybe not one of my smartest choices. I could have built something cooler right there, but that's all right. And then my racetrack. We actually went on did this and tested it out earlier, and it was kind of fun. You know, if you get 3 people going, you're pretty much if you go at the same time, you're pretty much going to end up going at this or kind of finishing at the same time, just because of how it's set up. But this was a fun build, and you have your pits over there and your grandstands here, and I'll probably redo these grandstands. As you can see, it's very, I don't know, it's not, you can tell that there's not much separation here, even though when you actually get closer to it, there's, you know, you actually have your areas to sit, but it doesn't really look like it. It just looks like a bunch of cobblestone, so probably going to redo that. And the reason why I did different colors in here was, you know, different race fans have, or different fans have different race teams that they like, so I was like, we'll make it, throw some different color in there or whatnot. Just kind of a little garden area, court area, big tower up there. Here is another dock area, so to speak. Leads right out to the ocean. Actually, this leads out to the ocean. And then one of my biggest builds that I made, one of the first ones that I made with that was kind of diverse as far as like glass and different material, was this hotel right here. It was just kind of a fun one, but it took me quite a long time because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But it was just a lot of fun to build that. I have my library here. Just kind of go down into it a little bit because there's like a lot of hidden areas in here I've shown before. We're just right behind the picture here, and then it goes up. And then the same with on the other side. Hello, Mr. Wolf. And this goes down into like a little art gallery. And my wall goes on the outside. You can see that it's uneven right here. The reason was when I switched over and it went from 360 to Xbox, this is the very end of the world, and when it regenerated all this new area, it messed up this wall. So all in time, we'll get to it. Showed you the Parthenon on the other side. I told you I'd show you the one over here. This is this one, which I like this one better. I feel like I spent a little bit more time on it. The other one is just kind of basic. Who knew some of the things I have are basic? But anyway, we have the dragon egg there. Big sword that just goes into the water there. And then just a bunch of stuff right here. The armor there is actually the armor I used to defeat the dragon. So sentimental, let me tell you. Let's jump out of here. Just a glass structure I made. This is these over here though. Kind of going with the Greek theme is kind of just a basic. I don't even know what you want to call it. Old town Greek theme thing. Same with this. Is this the army / naval base here? And as you can see, there's a bunch of snowmen here and a bunch of weapons and stuff just in case I run out or I break something fighting some mobs. Kind of a little area to sleep here. Green, that means store. We're going to get to some more cool stuff here in a minute. But another hotel. Another hotel. I have a big hospital here. My dam. And then my super big waterfall tower thing. Which I'm just going to show this. We'll go over the city here in a minute. This one goes all the way up, though. It's pretty high. Up into the clouds. It's the tallest structure I have. Originally, I thought it was going to be my sky needle, so to speak, but it's actually this guy right here. As you can see, it's just a little bit taller. Go back down here. We have my courthouse, my government building, which again I redid this one, so it's a little bit more pleasing to the eyes than just having this this cobblestone building. And we're gonna come back to this side here in a minute, and then we'll do an overview. My little water park over here. I have some apartments, hotels, and this is that bigger automatic farm that I have. Just hit the buttons and washes all the wheat down in here, and then you just collect it right there. And then all you have to do is just replant the wheat. Probably need to do one with some carrots or something in it. Just do a couple farms across. So maybe I'll do that on the other side because I have plenty of room over there. Here is that sky needle. Again, I don't want to call it the space needle. That one's in Washington, and kind of the same idea, just something high up that looks kind of cool. And then, actually, I didn't go over here. Let's go over here real quick. I showed this in a previous episode. I have kind of like my little defenses, my monster traps and everything over here, where I have all my snowmen, and they throw snowballs at the mobs, and then the mobs try to get them and get stuck in the cactus. I also add some iron golems to beat up on the mobs. One thing I have noticed though, and this is as far as strategic placement, it's not the best just to have a line. What you want to do is kind of offset them. So what I need to do is put another one here, another one here in the middle, and just kind of where they're offset to where if they're in a line, I've noticed that mobs can get to them a little bit easier, but if they're offset, it actually helps destroy the mobs a little bit better. So something that will be coming in the future. Another thing, actually, that is much cooler to see from creative mode is my massive statue that I have. Again, we showed it on survival mode, but it wasn't as cool looking. But here he is again, kind of the Greek hoplite, so to speak, figurine. I don't even know what I was thinking of making him. Some type of staff thing. But I have a creeper head there, and then a crying zombie right there. Which is funny, because that water actually acts as something, like a hidden area to get back up into this guy. Alright, let's continue though. Big hospital next to my automatic farm there. We have a farm here, which I keep having wolves randomly get in there, and that's always fun because they always try to get the sheep or whatnot. And so as you can see, I don't have any sheep left in there. This is just kind of one of the small towns, and I actually had a raid against it the other day. That was kind of fun, just because when they raid, they just kind of pop up randomly, and you have to go find them and get them. I have another port here. You can see the big anchor. Tells you that this actually, a lot of times when I have an anchor, it means it leads out to the ocean, or there's a path out to the ocean. It's kind of the end of the city wall over here. I have a little ski slope here with a resort up top. Another church for this side, and then over here we have another little school, army base, whatever you want to call it, over there. Just lots of stuff for. I have lots of armor and everything, again, in case something happens, or also have lots of beds and things like that. Big hotel. My my large expansion bridge here that goes across. Which at the time I was like, oh, this is so cool. And now I find out I'm like, I could do much better than that. Underwater little area there. And then let's go back over here and we'll kind of finish it up and go back to the main part. But this is my charcoal factory. I showed this in the first episode, I believe. A little port area. Again, there's a anchor there. I try to make this cool. It's kind of a creeper head with you know, sword through it, but I need to figure out how to redo this, the inside of that, just because it does not look as cool. I was hoping it'd look cool, lit up and everything inside, but I was wrong, so we're gonna have to redo that. Another little port area, and this leads actually to my other town on the other side, my other little city that I showed earlier in this episode. More of a port thing. And then we have, you can see the green, so that means store. Over here is my, I'm gonna get into it, my cobblestone factory. Let's see if it's working. Yep, it's working. So the other one I showed on the other side is not as big as this one. This one's two levels. There's one up here and then one right here. The other one is just basically kind of one lane, so to speak. So it's not as, whoops. See, I'm not used to these creative mode controls. I'm playing Survivor. And then this is kind of the rest of the city, and we kind of go back to the hotel there. And this is the main rail system back to the main city, the main hub. But we're going to finish it off by showing the rest of it from the air. Here's another one of my big hotels that I have right here. And then my dam that I made. And I've built this thing like 7 times, I feel like. Just silliness. Mainly because there's just walls. And then I was like, alright, this looks boring. So, kind of rebuilt that back here at my government building. But let's go down. Here's the little... And here's my little... I call it the Disco Cafe. Can't remember where that's from, but it just made me laugh. And in here we have our... Whoops. Have our music area or whatnot. Alright, so almost finished up. We have this interesting I don't even know what it is. I just built it. I was being silly. Just a bunch of trees, and this thing is just really gone crazy. I didn't even realize that. See, I haven't looked at this from the air, and it's just all this. I thought it was just separate trees, but it looks like they've grown together. You can see it's a hospital from the air, so that I'm sure that helps. Over here we have my Olympic pool. I don't know why I call it Olympic size pool. I should just call it with stands and everything. And again, here's a bunch of stores. Then my big farm. Again, my hockey stadium, which you can see is kind of, again, we showed it from the survival point of view, and it was just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's a little cooler when you actually look at it from above and can get the full size of it. And then my actual rail station here, kind of my light rail station, my theater here, and we'll end off going back over here. Here is little farm, and then my baseball stadium, which again, I thought it was so cool. From earlier in the video, like I said, how I had that soccer stadium that I made, how I had kind of that overhang. So I might actually do that here as well, and along with the football stadium. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool of how that looked. But I'm also tempted just to build off this back here as well, but we'll get there one day. But for now, maybe we'll just do the overhang on here and on the top of the football stadium. I might even do it on top of the Coliseum, just because the Coliseum did actually have a cool overhang that the ancient Romans built. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I think this gives a little bit better view of everything. that I've built. And again, it's all in survival, so it takes a long time to build this because you have to gather everything and then you know, build up. It just takes forever, especially glass, because you have to go get the sand. You have to, you know, make the sand into glass, and yeah, it just takes a while. But let me get one last view here. So let's see how high we can get up here. And this is my large city. I didn't get that high on my small city, but you can see it. Oh man, we can get really high up here. See, it takes up a good chunk of my area. That's actually pretty cool. First time I'm seeing it as well. Let's get over here. Oh, it's gonna take forever. But that's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Well, we'll keep building and keep going from there. Hope you enjoyed, and we're almost at the weekend. Later, everybody.